we are going to go over 10 insane mechanics that you can abuse to win more games in Marvel Rivals. Everything from trapping people into spawn with Doctor Strange, killing every enemy you swallow with Jeff without jumping off the map, and even how to get almost double damage with Groot. All that and more. I've included timestamps in the description below so you can skip ahead or revisit any tip you like. Now I'll start with how to bunny hop with Spider-Man so you can move fast even if you run out of webs. Now the cool thing that you can do with Spider-Man is actually bunny hop. So you're probably wondering, why is it useful? Well, if you only have one web slinging left, then it is very useful because then you can actually get to the point faster. Well, all you basically need to do is just press shift and then immediately jump and then just keep on pressing space. That way you go insanely fast and you don't need to do another web slinging. But that's only to get to a point. You can do the same thing if you need to run away from an enemy. Let's say again you have one web slinging left. Then you could just do the same thing with bunny hopping. See, you go insanely fast and you don't need another web slinging. And obviously you can do it to get indoors as well. So if you're already swinging on this direction, you cannot go to the right or to the left because then you'll lose all of your momentum. Because bunny hopping is all about momentum. In a game like CSGO, you can just do left, right, left, but it doesn't work in this game. This game works pretty differently. That's why you need to know where you want to go first and then do it, because if you don't, you might accidentally go into the wall. So the next tip that I will be talking about is using your Doctor Strange portals to trap people inside of their own spawn. So let's say you're almost at the end with the convoy and these are the doors where the enemy goes into. So basically what you do is you place the first portal right here and you put it backwards, and then you put the second portal right here forward, and now there is absolutely no way that they can get out of there, because as you can see on this side, if I want to go in, I go out to the same side, and that will happen exactly the same if you go right behind here. So let me show you a better example of this situation. You pick one of the portals, you reposition it backwards, then you take the other portal and you reposition it forwards. Now, if those two were the only entrances in, you would be stuck. You could not go out. And the portals last for about 10 to 20 seconds. So this will make sure that no one will be able to get through those doors and you can just easily push the convoy with your entire team and win your round. So the next thing that I will be talking about is using the destructive environment to your advantage. You can use this as an alternate way to get to the objective, or you know where to be at without everything breaking around you all of a sudden. So now the cool thing about this game is that they actually implemented a feature where you can see what is breakable and what is not. As you can see, if you hold B, you can actually see everything that is breakable. So these fences are breakable. These trees are breakable, that entire building is breakable. So you can know exactly where you want to hide behind or where you want to be on top of. You can also use it to make an extra lane to either push or defend. And you want to know exactly what is breakable and what is not. The main tip that I want to give you guys is to use this feature in a casual game and just keep on destroying everything and learn what is destructible and what is not. Because if you use this in a competitive game, it might take your eye off of the ball, which is the enemies or the payload or whatever. So just use this in your casual games so you can be more experienced with the maps that you play in competitive. There's kind of an unwritten team up between Doctor Strange and Hela or Hawkeye. This could help you kill a lot of enemies, take back the objective, or defend the objective while not needing to do a whole lot. So using it is pretty simple. So as you can see, Doctor Strange has a pretty great ult. Doctor Strange's ult basically makes it so that every character in the vicinity of his ult gets pushed back out of their bodies and they cannot move for at least like 3 seconds. But it is enough time to kill anyone. So now just imagine Doctor Strange used his ult. You can kill Groot with Hela in 6 shots. And the same story goes for Hawkeye. As you can see, Hawkeye kills Groot within 3 headshots. So you can use this in groups, you can use this to take back the objective, you can use this to defend an objective, you can do a lot of different crazy stuff with this, and I do heavily recommend that if you have a Doctor Strange on your team and you are playing Hela or Hawkeye, that you utilize Doctor Strange's ult. The next tip is pretty much the same as the last one, but this one it's with Jeff, and it goes a lot crazier. So basically all you need to do is just use your Doctor Strange ult, the Doctor Strange ult stuns him, and then the Jeff in your team just uses his ult to gobble them all up, and then you throw yourself with them off the map and you kill the entire enemy team. Obviously this is in practice match, but in a real match there are more possibilities to throw them off the map, and there are just a lot more things that you can do with this. This next tip could kill a lot of enemies at the beginning of a convoy round. This tip is basically just Peni placing down 2 of her abilities in front of the door, and once the door opens they run into her abilities, which are her mines, and then they all die. This could also help demotivate the other team or even make some of them mad, and it also takes them a little bit of time to regroup. So now basically all you need to do is just press left shift, you place down the thing that makes these little robots, and then you just press E constantly in front of it. And yes, a lot of people will see it, a lot of people won't. This is just a matter of if people know that this exists. A lot of people will hear it, a lot of people don't. It doesn't really matter, because if they run to it, you get a few kills. And if they don't, it still takes them a little bit to take away all of the mind. So the next tip is how to kill everyone that you have inside of your mouth without needing to jump off a ledge. Now you might be wondering that's impossible, but no, it's actually not. And I'm going to show you right now. So basically all you need to do is you need to use your ult. You need to try and get as many people as you can. And you need to go towards your spawn and go through the doors. That way if you spit them all out, they instantly die and you do not even need to kill yourself with that. So the next mechanic that I will be talking about is Punisher's Zipline boost. This Zipline boost will help you get to the objective faster and maybe even get away from dangerous scenarios. Now many of you know it, many of you don't, so I'm gonna show you right now. So basically all you need to do is use the zipline, and right before it kicks you off of the zipline you need to press space, aka jump, and it'll look something like this. Now the difference between jumping off of it and just letting it go is that if you just let it go, you don't go very far, especially if you place it like I do. But if you jump right before it actually kicks you off, as you can see, you get shot so far. So every time that you use a zipline, you should be using this mechanic because it launches you, it propels you forward, and you will get such an insane boost that you could use to your advantage to get even faster to the objective than you normally would. The next mechanic is actually a crazy one because Groot's walls actually do damage. Now this is obviously pretty good for if you need to do some extra damage to kill everyone fairly easily. Now basically all you need to do is just place one small wall right next to them, and as you can see, if I damage this bot right here, the walls actually do damage. As you can see, it's not a lot of damage, but it could definitely help you along the way to killing enemies. It's very rare for someone to actually stand in front of a wall, but if they do happen to run past your walls and you hit them, it does a little bit of extra damage. So now the last mechanic that I will be showing you guys is actually how to aim better. A lot of you may think like, oh, you just need to practice your aim a lot. Yes, but also in this game, it's kind of crazy how it works. So as you can see this bot right here, if I shoot next to him, doesn't do any damage. So if I shoot to the right of him at about the same distance, you can see that it actually does more damage. This is due to the projectile going from the gun, aka my hands, towards the reticle. This also helps peeking to the right side. As you can see, not everything in my body is visible. And this is also why you shouldn't peek to the left side, because if you do that, it can just kill you faster because your entire body is visible. If this video has helped you, make sure to check out this video on how to master Hela in Marvel Rivals. So click the video on screen now.